I think the time has come to separate sub $200 IEMs and everything above, which I think I'm going to have to do. I'm going to get another case. So this is the last time that it's going to be in this configuration, because some of these items, the DM6, the Kanaz Pro, maybe a couple others will not be in this case. They'll be in a separate case because there's just too much good stuff out there right now. S8 Fearless is still my favorite. A8 by Moondrop is my second favorite. The new DM7 is my third favorite. This is where these were easy to... There's a gap between these two and then everything else. This I like better than this. This was the tough position, because I had another IEM over here, and I listened to it more carefully and thought, okay, no, good, but not better than this set. So of all that I've got in the case, the best dynamic driver that I've got is the Kanaz Pro. Then I've got the Fearless. Why is this so different? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's very close to the S8F, but the S8F, I believe a couple of people have bought it after having bought this one and maybe agree with me that it's like this, but it's a slight improvement. There's more detail. The base is a little more realistic, like a dynamic driver. So this is a very good analog of this at a more affordable price, but I find these to be better selections than this one. If you're going to go for this one, save your money and just get this one. That would be my opinion. The DM6s, the $200 are fantastic. As more things come in, it starts to fall down the line. And when I first did this, I said, if everything goes good, this whole thing will be different, because that means that the game is getting better. Stuff is improving. Over on the back side, we've got the Acme, which I've come to really appreciate a lot. I like it. This might actually move up later when I do a case of 200 and above, or 250 and above. I haven't figured out what price I'm going to do. Then I have the Tansio Mirai TSMR 3. I have the NF 3U, not the 4U. So this is the 3BA. I like it better than the 4. That's the 3BA. I like it better than the 4. This is the third or fourth most expensive Fearless, so price doesn't really dictate. I think this was the most expensive on their lineup, but I believe they've got one coming or two that are supposed to be more expensive. But this is the way it is, and this is the final installment of the top 5/top 10 in this configuration that's going to be separated into another briefcase, an identical briefcase that contains 200 to, I'd say, $50, 50 to 200 top 10. And then I can separate them, because people keep asking me, what are your favorite budgets? I don't listen to a lot of budgets recently, but I have access to them, so listening to them and giving my opinion about what are my favorites seems natural. I get asked it all the time. This is going to be hit and mass drop in hours, so I would recommend this one. This is one of the... They did a good job. You'll see a pattern in here. Now remember, these were not sent to me by the company. These are sent by a seller. And the seller is looking for good items. They don't care about the company. They don't care about any of that. What's good stuff? We want to put that on our shelves. That's what this is all about. This is not companies like Fearless sent me stuff, and that's why there's 1, 2, 3 Fearless. No. A seller found Fearless, sent me 7 or 8 or 9 of them, and of them, I like 3 of them. So that's kind of how it goes. NF Audio, 2, I like 1 of them. Moondrop, I have no connection with Moondrop. I have no connection with Fearless. I have no connection with BGVP. I know nobody's name. I've never exchanged mail, except for one to BGVP last September, and I said, you guys make awesome IEMs, because I was trying to connect to them directly, and they said, thank you very much, and that was it. So as you look at this and you look at, like, for example, let's say the iBaso DX220. A lot of the initial opinions were from people that got free units. I didn't get a free unit. That's not how that worked. That is a seller or a manufacturer, iBaso, sending out several and then getting opinions from people that give opinions all the time and they trust and they have a good relationship with, and they get to keep the item, and their opinions are usually fairly positive, and they get the next item. This is how the hobby goes. I'm different because I'm getting stuff from a seller, and a seller can make a contract with the manufacturer, an IBESO, a Fearless, whatever company you think of. The goal for IBESO is to sell as many DX220s as possible. That's the bottom line. The goal of a seller is to collect as many good items as they can and sell as many of those as they can. So there's another step that I'm not involved with, really. I say what I like. Other people agree or disagree. It's not really the point. That's why I try not to, or I don't really get stimulated to go in and bomb on people that disagree, because it's not really the point. And I'm not related to the company. And this is my opinion. I know it seems like there's something always going on, and I don't blame people, but I got lucked into a situation where I say what I think honestly. I name YouTubers, I name companies. I do that less recently because I think it's not good for myself, and a lot of my commenters have said I'm not into that. So for you guys, I'm not ripping into companies, but that is how I got my chance, because I seemed so different from everybody and had such a gap between me and the other people in the hobby, whereas I was where other people were doing kind of a pattern thing, like saying this is good and this is good, but if I had to pick, and this is deeper and wider, and people talk about DAPs like they talk about these, like they've got mids and they've got stage, and they don't. They've got tonality differences, but they have that. But they got to make something up because they've got to appeal to KN or IBESO or these other companies that want to hear sweet words. I don't need to do that for this. I got 8 of these by the seller, and I like 1, 2, 3. What is that? It's about 30% that I'm agreeing with, and they might stock all of them. In fact, I'm sure they do. That's not my problem. My problem is keeping credibility and a list that is my opinion, and it'll change sometimes because when I have a harder to listen to. So why is the Queen Audio over here? Because as I'm making this one right here, I'm thinking to myself, I really need to do budget 200 below and then everything above. And as it sits right now, I just find this to be an acceptable order. I find these two to be on another level. I find this to be the beginning of the next level. These are outstanding. I think BGVP did a great job. I think they're a good company. I think Fearless is a good company. I think Moondrop is a good company. NF Audio is a good company. TSMR. These are all good companies that were found by a seller and then asked, what do you think? And then some of them I said, I don't know, man. The price, the sound, you might want to ask somebody else. I'm not really feeling this. And then other ones I say, this, customization, this price, this sound, this sounds like a winner to me. I mean, if I'm looking at a company or I'm wanting to buy something and I can get custom plates on it and I can see the name of the company on the driver and it graphs out nice and it sounds nice, that's ticking all the boxes, man. So I give my feedback in that way. But there's no... you can't pressure someone that doesn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And so nobody tries. I've really lucked out. That's why I get this stuff before other people, because they don't want to be hyped. They just want to know, is this good or not? Do you think that they can sell a lot of these? If not, let us know, because then they're going to pull in stock depending on my opinion, another person's opinion. And that's how you stock. Like you order 100, you order 50. It depends on what the feedback is. So if someone doesn't like one of these sets, that's feedback. That's good. In my opinion, people that pay money for items have much more clout than I do or anybody else that does reviews. Honestly, it makes sense, doesn't it? You see somebody like me highlight something and then you go hunting for people that spent money on it. That's what I would do. So I'm out. I think this is a relatively accurate list. It fluctuates from time to time, not really here. I find these two to be on another level. And I've got to go ahead and take the DM6s and the Kanas and put them in a separate case and then reorder. So this will be the final version done like this. And please don't come in and say, you had the other one in the other position. Listen, I'm not a robot. I'm not in anybody's pocket, and there's no motivation here except to listen to stuff and say, I don't know why that sounded better before, but I guess I like this one better, you know? So if you're going to follow somebody that's chaotic and disorganized, you got to kind of put up with that. This is really just a reflection of what sounds good playing my music library, which I put in front of you guys all the time. So you know what I listen to, you know what I like and what I'm looking for when I listen to songs. I notice other YouTubers are starting to get more active with putting their music device in the video to show their albums, which was not happening 2 years ago at all. And since this is about music, I feel like I'm doing my part for the hobby. And I'm out. And that camera was tilted the whole time. There we go. That's level. That's tilted. Fuck.
Shows live on stage with hoes yelling my name. To be precise, ripping mics is the light of